My relationship with Ethan for 10 years had been a constant dance, with him flitting from one woman to another, yet, he always maintained appearances, ensuring everyone knew I was the only mistress of the house. That was until he brought his little darling, Sophia, to live in our home. Suddenly, it all felt pointless. I told Ethan I wanted a divorce. He looked at me, eyes red, and demanded, "Why?" I caressed my belly. "I'm pregnant, and it's not yours." I had just returned home from a business trip to find clothes scattered on the floor, women's lace lingerie, high heels, a dress. They trailed from the front door all the way to the bedroom. My heart instantly turned cold. Ethan had brought a woman home. I gently pushed open the bedroom door, and a stale, sickly sweet scent wafted out, making me nearly gag. Sophia shrieked when she saw me, quickly hiding in Ethan's arms. I averted my gaze, not wanting to stain my eyes. Ethan held her, looking at me indifferently. "Why are you back so soon?" I glanced at the wedding photo on the wall, where we smiled, embracing, like a perfect couple. Now, my husband and another woman lay in our marital bed, doing the most intimate things. I spoke, "Get dressed." Then, I calmly closed the door. Ethan soon came downstairs, Sophia leaning intimately against his shoulder, her smile reaching me. "Brooke, hey." I didn't look at her, telling Ethan, "You know I'm a germaphobe." Sophia's face fell slightly. She knew I was referring to her. Ethan raised an eyebrow, probably expecting me to make a scene like before. He immediately released Sophia. "Get out." Sophia thought he was talking to me and looked at me provocatively. I chuckled. "Still here?" Sophia looked confused, staring blankly at Ethan. Ethan turned to her. "Behave." Sophia's eyes reddened, and she reluctantly left. Ethan sat opposite me, his voice even. "I can explain. I didn't know you'd be back so early. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought her home. This is the only time." My eyes held a mocking glint. I didn't know how many times Ethan had brought Sophia home for the night. All these years, Ethan had indulged and played around, but he had never brought a woman home, especially not to our marital bed. I could tell Ethan genuinely liked Sophia. She was the woman who had been with him the longest. If it had been before, I would have been crying hysterically, demanding an explanation. But now, it all felt utterly meaningless. Ethan saw my silence. He took my hand, leaned in close, and suggestively touched my earlobe. I pushed him away with a cold face, my voice impatient. "Let's get a divorce." Ethan's expression went blank for a moment, then quickly returned to normal. "Don't be silly. Is it just because of Sophia? I won't bring her home next time." I didn't want to be part of their game. "I'm not being silly. I'm serious." I pulled out the divorce papers. "Either I take all my shares in the company, or you buy them at market value. As for the properties, we split them equally. But I don't want this marital home. I find it dirty. I'm not interested in cars, so apart from the Rolls Royce, all the others in the garage are yours. All the jewelry is mine. You don't have any objections, do you?" Seeing my thorough preparation, the seriousness in Ethan's eyes deepened. "Brooke, stop this." Ethan reached out to grab my hand, but I easily dodged him. Ethan finally got angry. "Brooke, Sophia is just a plaything. You don't need to throw a tantrum over her. She can't affect your status at all. It was wrong of me to bring her home, and I won't do it again." I looked up at him, listening to his ridiculous excuses. Ethan and I had been in love, but within the first 2 years of marriage, he cheated. I cried. I argued. I became hysterical. I even went to his company and slapped him in front of everyone, only to be met with, "Brooke, let's just do our own thing. I won't interfere with you, and you shouldn't interfere with me. A man always has women around." Later, I accepted it. My long, aching heart grew numb. Ethan did indeed maintain appearances for me outside. No matter how much I caused a scene, he would immediately let go of his lover's hand and comfort me, but I was tired of it. I smiled at him, and Ethan's expression softened, thinking the matter had been resolved so easily. He was about to say something to lighten the mood. I spoke. "I'm pregnant." A flicker of surprise sparkled in Ethan's eyes. "It's not yours." Ethan's expression froze. "What kind of joke are you playing?" "Impossible." I got up to pour myself a glass of water, drinking it as I spoke. "We haven't been intimate in a long time. Have you forgotten?" I touched my flat stomach, for no other reason than for myself and the child within me. I also didn't want to continue this twisted marriage with Ethan. Ethan suddenly stood up from the sofa, his eyes bloodshot, his voice panicked. "Brooke, you're lying to me, aren't you?" I shook my head. 2 months ago, I was with someone else." "Impossible. I don't believe it." I took a report from my bag. It was a pregnancy test report. "I want to give my child a normal identity." This statement immediately hit a nerve with Ethan. He wandered around like a headless chicken. He turned and walked into the kitchen, picked up a cleaver, and pressed it directly against my neck, his breathing heavy. Who? I looked at him with a cold face, not a trace of fear. Ethan was furious, the veins on his neck bulging. Who's the father of the child? I'll kill him. My voice rose. You dare. The cleaver pressed against my neck, slowly drawing blood. Seeing this, Ethan quickly let go. I'm sorry, does it hurt? I slapped him hard. Ethan's face turned, and he lowered his head, his expression unclear, radiating a restless aura. You said it, we do our own thing. Ethan looked up, his eyes bloodshot. Who is he? Is he worth divorcing me for? I found Ethan ridiculous. He could cheat, but I couldn't. I decided the game wasn't fun anymore and quit. Was that not allowed? I want to give him a family. My voice was light. It was that simple. Ethan's breathing was ragged. He grabbed my hand. Will you abort the child? And I'll pretend nothing happened. If you want a child, I can have one with you. I slowly, one by one, pried Ethan's fingers from mine, stating firmly, no. Ethan shouted, I don't agree to a divorce. Before, I had wanted a child with Ethan, but he had refused. He felt a child would tie him down. As for what it would tie him down from, he never elaborated. I guessed it affected his ability to find other women. I had caused a scene several times, even humbled myself and begged him, thinking a child could win back Ethan's heart, but Ethan refused every time, forcing me to take birth control pills. I rarely saw such an calm emotion in Ethan. Before, I was the one who was crazy and broken. With the roles reversed, I even had time to light a cigarette. Are you done making a scene? If you're done, sign the papers. This statement was now aimed at Ethan. Ethan said coldly, I won't sign. You've wanted to divorce me for a long time, haven't you? I met him on a business trip, and he kept demanding that I give him a title. He was just too persistent. What could I do? It's like Sophia. She demanded to be intimate with you in our marital home, and you couldn't help it, right? I didn't believe Ethan would spontaneously bring Sophia home. There was only one possibility. Sophia had demanded it, and Ethan, still indulging her, had brought her in, risking my disapproval. I touched my neck. It stung a little where the blood had clotted. Ethan's expression was paranoid. You're doing this because of Sophia, right? So you want to get revenge on me? I'm telling you, forget it. I'm not going to divorce you. My phone vibrated a few times. I picked it up and saw my patience completely ran out. All right, he's here to pick me up. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. Ethan used to say that to me often, adding, you're like a madwoman right now. Ethan followed behind me, continuously saying, I don't agree, forget it. I opened the door, revealing Liam's handsome face. I smiled. What made you decide to pick me up? Ethan's expression went blank for a moment, then became absurd. Liam, so they knew each other. Liam ignored him, his gaze shifting to me, his expression anxious. Brooke, what happened to your neck? I touched it. Small cut. I linked my arm through his, a sweet smile on my face. I've filed for divorce. I won't forget my promise to you. Ethan saw my action and suddenly noticed a ring on my usually bare hand. It was a plain band, engraved with a few letters, GZA. This was Liam's engagement ring. He had handmade a pair of matching rings. That day, when he learned I was pregnant, he looked at me sincerely. Brooke, divorce him. I want to give you and the child happiness. This simple ring wouldn't have impressed me, accustomed to all sorts of luxuries, but the young man's persistence and sincerity slowly swayed my heart. I nodded. Ethan's eyes reddened, and he furiously grabbed Liam's neck. She's your sister. In-law. I frantically pulled Ethan away, shouting, let go of him. Let's talk properly. Liam punched him hard, enunciating each word. Ethan, you can't give her happiness. Ethan was furious and almost got into a brawl with Liam. Instead, he stared intensely at me. Was it him who seduced you? I said calmly, not exactly. I'm quite fond of him. Ethan's voice was cold. I'll take you to get an abortion. Liam held my hand and told him, you don't need to worry about my child. Ethan retorted, you're barely old enough. How dare you entice her into a divorce? Liam was indeed younger than me. He was 7 years my junior. I was 28. I said coldly, you don't need to worry about it. He's much better than you. I left with Liam, the rearview mirror reflecting Ethan's image. He stared at us, wishing he could devour us whole. Liam drove, and after a long silence, he spoke. Brooke, if you regret it, it's okay. I'll be fine no matter what. I closed my eyes, leaning back in the seat, pretending to nap. I was exhausted after flying and then dealing with that scene. Liam continued, Ethan is my senior. We have the same advisor. I'd been internally selected by the professor to do my postgraduate studies under him. I opened my eyes. You talk a lot. Liam chuckled and said nothing more. Anyone could see his good mood. He wanted to say that he had fallen for Brooke the first time he saw her. Unfortunately, she was someone else's wife then. Liam and I met at a bar. I couldn't stand Ethan's daily philandering, so I went to a bar to drown my sorrows and met him. In a haze, I hugged and kissed him. I have money. Are you willing to be with me? I heard a clear voice. I don't want money. I'm willing to be with you. One night of indulgence. This was my first time cheating. The next day, I gave Liam 500,000. Liam's eyes reddened. Brooke, are you not satisfied with me? I shook my head, slowly putting on my clothes. It's all right. Next time, improve your skills. Liam was overjoyed, promising, I'll definitely satisfy you. Brooke. I stared at his young face, finally understanding why Ethan cheated. I touched Liam's face, and he obediently nuzzled my palm. His eyes were filled only with my reflection. Who doesn't like such a young body? Why should I remain faithful to Ethan? Later, I saw him every week. Ethan was busy with his lovers, while I was pampered by a young stud every day. However, he never accepted the money I sent. He said he loved me, not my money, until I went on a business trip and met him again. The joy of meeting an old acquaintance in a foreign land led us to indulgence. We didn't use protection. As expected, I got pregnant. I raised my hand and touched Liam's strong, powerful thigh. I had simply made a mistake that any woman in the world could make. With this child, more thoughts stirred in my mind. I knew the balance between Ethan and me had been broken. Brooke, we're here, Liam said softly. I looked outside and recognized the apartment complex near Ethan's university. Liam said, this is my home. I live alone. My parents aren't here. I looked at him. Do your parents know about us? Liam nodded. They know I like you. I suddenly smiled. After I get divorced. The promise was unspoken. Joy radiated from Liam's eyes, and he happily led me into his private domain. I knew he would probably get a good beating for coveting a married woman. Late at night, Liam gently stroked my neck. The wound there had almost healed. It hadn't been deep to begin with, but Liam cried. I closed my eyes, pretending to be asleep, feeling his tears drip onto me. The next day, I went to work as usual, but this time, I was there to hand in my resignation. I'd made up my mind. As long as I had enough money, that was fine. Guarding so many assets, busy like a top every day, was not as good as just relaxing and living life. Ethan saw my resignation letter, his bloodshot eyes full of rage. Brooke, how much longer are you going to cause a scene? Before I could speak, Sophia walked in, carrying a teacup. Brooke. Sophia greeted me with a smile. Then she walked behind Ethan and massaged his shoulders. Brooke, please don't mind. Ethan really likes my massage skills. I spoke. So, you snuck her into the company while I was away. Ethan's face flashed with guilt. What's wrong with me bringing an employee into the company? I smiled. Nothing. I'm leaving now. I didn't miss Sophia's fleeting look of triumph. I stood up, about to leave. Suddenly, I heard Ethan slam his hand on the table behind me. Who said you could leave? Mr. Hayes, I've already resigned. Ethan said. I haven't agreed. Can you stop making a scene? It's really embarrassing. Ethan's face stiffened, as if he couldn't believe I would speak to him like that. Sophia spoke. Brooke, please don't be angry with Ethan because of me. I looked at her strangely. What are you to me? Sophia's eyes instantly reddened. Ethan frowned. Brooke, don't pick on her. Ethan, don't be angry with Brooke. I couldn't help but laugh. Who were they putting on a show for? Ethan, if you have any dignity, sign the divorce papers, so you don't disgust me anymore. Ethan's eyes darted around anxiously. I think we should both calm down. I've already calmed down. Ethan's thin lips pressed together, not noticing Sophia's unusual expression. I walked out of the office, and Sophia followed. Brooke, stop bothering Ethan. He loves me. Sophia's usual gentleness was replaced by sharpness and malice. He told me himself that he has no feelings for you, and that he loves me. If it had been before, I might have been provoked by those words, but now it wasn't worth it. I stroked my belly and smiled softly. Then I wish you success. Seeing how lightly I took it, Sophia's anger intensified. I've been with Ethan for 2 years. He's almost always been with me every night, and he even went home with me for the new year as my boyfriend. Sophia sounded like she was trying to prove how much Ethan loved her, but it had nothing to do with me anymore. Ethan used to be even better to me. We started from scratch together, seeing each other at our most vulnerable. He would save every penny for 2 months just to buy me a decent pair of high heels. If I casually mentioned wanting a pastry, he would run out in the middle of the night to get it for me. We met in high school, dated in college, and got married right after graduation. He did countless things for me. Those moments of touch and beauty existed. Unfortunately, he changed, and I no longer loved him. I used to think I would love him forever, but my heart was broken. Seeing my silence, Sophia smugly said, "So, be smart and divorce him." I laughed. He's the one who doesn't want a divorce. The moment I mentioned it, he got scared to death. Besides, I'm a germaphobe. I don't like using things other people have used. A dirty toothbrush really feels disgusting to use. I've thought it through. I don't want it anymore. Might as well throw it in the trash. Sophia's face was a palette of ugly colors. I wish you good luck. Hold on to him tightly. When Ethan was with me, he cheated. He would continue to cheat. He's that kind of person. No matter who he's with, he'll cheat. His bad habits will never change. What changed him? Nothing but two things: money and power. Liam and I spent 2 wonderful weekends together. It felt incredibly good to have days off from work. On Monday, Liam had classes, so he left first. Not long after he left, the doorbell rang. I thought Liam had forgotten something, so I opened the door with a sigh, only to be met by Ethan's persistent face. Annoyed, I immediately tried to close the door, but Ethan quickly blocked it. "Brooke," he called softly, "talk to me." I let go of the door, my expression showing irritation. I fired Sophia. Ethan stared intently at me. "Don't be angry. I won't let anyone defy you again." I scoffed. "I'm not an emperor. If you don't want me to be angry, just sign the papers cleanly. You probably don't want to see us tear each other apart. By then, you won't be just giving up a little bit of the family assets." Ethan closed his eyes, suppressing his temper. "The baby, will you abort it? I'll pretend you never cheated." I looked at him strangely. "You can cheat, but I can't." "But you're pregnant with someone else's child," Ethan said anxiously. I leaned against the door, my voice calm. "Your mistress also carried your child." Ethan's breath hitched. "You knew?" I laughed, my expression sorrowful. I had found out by accident. I had casually opened Ethan's phone. I knew all his passwords. He never set any defenses against me, or rather, he simply didn't care if I saw those things. I saw a pregnancy test report on his phone. The child had been aborted by people Ethan sent, and the girl had cried terribly. Ethan's voice was shaky. "I already had her abort the child." "You're heartless." "But I'm not. The child in my belly is mine." Ethan gripped the doorframe tightly. "Are you used to living in this house now? Can he compare to me? I can give you the most privileged life." "Can he? He's just an ordinary university student." I looked at him with pity. "You were poorer than him once." Ethan's face instantly turned pale. The past was something he didn't want to bring up. At his poorest, he only had $5 in his pocket. Perhaps he couldn't leave me, couldn't let go of me, simply because I knew all about his past. While the other girls didn't know, they would always look at him with admiration. Ethan lowered his proud head. "Brooke, I was really wrong. I shouldn't have brought other women home." "Was it just because of that?" Ethan continued. "I won't play with other women outside anymore. Just you." "Okay." I gently stroked my belly. "No." Ethan's face was very unpleasant. "Don't make a scene anymore. Don't scare me." "Okay." Wasn't everything good before? Good was only built on my suffering. Numbness didn't mean no pain. It just meant getting used to it. If Ethan had said those words 3 or 4 years ago, being in love, would have definitely changed my mind. Happily trying to mend our relationship. "Vega was built by you and me together. I think my ability is not inferior to yours. Why do you think I would still love you?" Ethan took a step back, finally realizing that I no longer loved him. He smiled bitterly, shaking his head, tears rolling down his face. He had clearly decided to break up with Sophia. He had clearly fired her the moment he found out Sophia had provoked Brooke on her own. Why was it useless? "You need to calm down. You look really bad like this, like a madman." This was Ethan's own saying. I suddenly found it very useful. Sure enough, Ethan looked like he was about to die. Ethan smiled, a look worse than crying. "Are you and I really over?" I shook my head. "Yes, it's over." Ethan left. I was distressed, wondering if Ethan had given in yet. Otherwise it would really drag on until the baby was born. When Liam came home, I immediately said, "Ethan came to see me today." "Brooke, did he cause you trouble?" Liam asked nervously, grasping my hand. I shook my head. I thought Liam would be jealous, but he wasn't. I raised my hand and touched Liam's face. "He came to ask for reconciliation." Liam's face immediately fell. He hugged me. "Brooke, please don't leave me." "Okay." I chuckled, thinking he really wasn't going to be jealous. I stroked his head. "I won't leave you. It's just a bit tricky." If Ethan was determined to drag it out, he could definitely delay it until the child was born. The property dispute between us, if not handled well, could drag on for 2 years. Liam made me a bowl of noodles, and they were very springy. He said he learned it from his mom. He still hadn't dared to tell his parents that he was with me. He was worried I wouldn't like interacting with his parents, but I thought he was overthinking. I didn't care about those things and could handle them with ease. Liam was still too young. A few days later, Sophia sought me out. I decided to meet her, purely for entertainment. Her face was haggard, and she stared at me with resentment. "Brooke, what did you do to make Ethan fire me?" I rested my chin on my hand. "Would you believe me if I said I didn't do anything?" Sophia, of course, didn't believe me. She stared at the hickey on my neck, scoffing. "You tell Ethan you're divorcing him, and then you string him along. What kind of person are you?" I touched my neck, remembering it was left by Liam last night. "Hey, if you can't speak nicely, don't speak at all. The child at home is very restless. It's not strange for Marks to be left." Sophia's eyes widened, as if she couldn't believe it. She smiled. "Brooke, you cheated. Do you think Ethan will still want you?" I desperately wanted Ethan to divorce me so I could give Liam a proper title. Sophia walked away smugly, with a "you're done for" expression. What a lunatic. Why can Ethan keep women, but I can't keep men? However, the next second, I received a call from Ethan. Ethan's voice was cold. "You told people you cheated. Did Sophia find you?" Ethan said coldly. "Can you stop embarrassing me?" "Embarrassing? What I did openly. How is that embarrassing? If you don't sign the papers, I'll let the whole world know I cheated on you." Ethan had cheated on me so many times. Wouldn't it be fair for me to cheat on him just once? Ethan's voice was defeated. "Okay, but you have to come to our marital home." My face instantly darkened. That awful place. I felt like the air itself was dirty. "I already threw out the bed," Ethan added. His voice was low. "I'm sorry, please forgive me." In the final moments, Ethan was still begging for my forgiveness. I didn't say a word and hung up the phone. I sent a message to Liam. "I'm going to talk to Ethan about the divorce. I'm going to Royal Mansion now." Liam's message quickly came back. "Can I come with you?" I smiled faintly. I was about to refuse, but then I thought, Liam might be feeling insecure. I immediately replied, "Sure," but when he arrived, Liam's first words were, "If he hits you, will you hide behind me?" I froze for a moment. He wouldn't dare hit me. Liam's breathing was ragged. "Then what happened last time?" I touched my neck. Liam thought Ethan had physically abused me, which was why I had cried in the middle of the night. I really wasn't abused. I gently reassured him. Liam didn't speak. He just hugged me. We arrived at Royal Mansion and knocked on the door. Ethan, surprisingly, opened the door wearing an apron. He was clearly stunned to see Liam. His tone was not good. "Brooke, why did you bring him?" Liam spoke. "Don't blame Brooke. I insisted on coming." Ethan's thin lips pressed together, his mind full of anger. That damn manipulator. I had no desire to argue with Ethan. As soon as I walked in, I smelled the familiar aroma of food. "Did you bring a new little lover?" That was my first thought. Ethan looked very nervous. "No, I didn't bring anyone else in. I told you I wouldn't." I chuckled. "Then let's talk about the divorce." Ethan glanced at Liam, his expression not good. "You really don't want to spend a moment longer with me?" "Liam and I have other plans." Liam spoke. "It's okay, Brooke. You don't need to consider me." I touched Liam's hand. "You're so thoughtful." That manipulative jerk. Ethan wished he could tear Liam's mouth apart. "Then let's eat and talk." Only then did I realize that the meal on the table was cooked for me. Ethan's attitude was solicitous, completely ignoring Liam beside him. "These are all your favorite dishes. Have you forgotten?" I glanced at the table. The dishes were indeed all my favorites. I liked to eat crayfish, but Ethan used to complain about the smell, though he had forgotten how he couldn't even afford a decent meal of crayfish once. I sat at the dining table, touched the chopsticks, and looked up at him. "Ethan, can we sign the papers after dinner?" Ethan's face instantly darkened, his breathing unsteady. "Brooke, can we not talk about divorce?" Liam held my hand. "Ethan, you don't love her at all. Let her go soon." Ethan scoffed. "Liam, what does this have to do with you and me?" I immediately said, "Of course it does." Ethan's eyes deepened. "Brooke, can you not side with him?" I asked strangely. "If I don't side with my boyfriend, should I side with you?" Ethan was instantly stung. He tried to justify himself. "We're not divorced yet. We're still husband and wife." "I'm sorry, but in my heart, you haven't been my husband for a long time." Ethan finally signed the papers. The only meal he had ever cooked for me. Neither of us ate. He lowered his head and took my hand, then suddenly saw the mark hidden under my collar. which almost stung his eyes. Ethan's breathing was unsteady, and he looked at Liam again. "You guys," I said coldly, "don't contact me unless it's necessary from now on." Liam put his arm around my shoulder. "We already have a child." Ethan clenched his fist. "Brooke, if he treats you badly, you can always come back." I ignored him. No one could be worse than Ethan. As we reached the door, a violent sound came from behind us. Ethan was smashing things, and the sound of shattering glass reached my ears. Liam put his arm around my waist. "Brooke, don't be afraid." I smiled and shook my head. How could I be afraid? It was just Ethan's impotent rage. I later found out that Ethan had smashed the entire marital home. My heart remained unmoved. The last bit of warmth had completely vanished the moment Ethan brought Sophia home and indulged in an affair on our marital bed. Liam and I met his parents. Liam's mother sighed when she saw my slightly protruding belly. A wave of nervousness surprisingly rose in my heart. Liam's father frowned. "Liam, you're not acting like a man. How could you let a perfectly good girl get pregnant out of wedlock?" I said awkwardly. "When Liam and I were together, I hadn't divorced yet." Then, I added, "my ex-husband and I had been estranged for years. He did his thing. I did mine." After I said that, everyone grew even more silent. It felt like I was digging myself into a deeper hole. Liam's father sighed. All right, whatever happened before, just live your lives well now." Liam's mother gave me a red envelope with 11,000 inside. It meant 1 in a million. "Although my son," she trailed off, implying he was the other man. Liam's mother continued. "Never mind, I'll leave him to you from now on." Liam's father and mother looked up at the sky, lamenting the fate. Leaving Liam's parents' house, Liam and I exchanged smiles. "Your parents think you're the other man." Liam blushed and nodded. "Yeah, they've beaten me up many times, but he couldn't change. He couldn't resist being attracted to Brooke. With that opportunity, he completely broke through the last moral barrier and succumbed to love." "I'm sorry, I'm not a good person." Liam rubbed my palm. "Let's get married tomorrow," I suddenly said. "To give you a title, to promise you happiness." Liam froze, his eyes showing immense surprise. His eyes reddened. "Brooke, really?" I smiled and nodded. "I don't know when, but Liam, except when he's being coquettish, calls me by my nickname at other times." After Liam and I got our marriage certificate, we told his parents. They eagerly asked, "When's the wedding?" I said, "We plan to travel and have the wedding after the baby is born." The weather slowly turned colder, and Liam and I decided to go to Sonia. For some reason, after landing, I kept feeling a gaze on me. I looked back but didn't see anyone suspicious. Maybe it was just my imagination. The baby was born in Sonia, a natural birth. It was a cute daughter, named Summer and nicknamed Peace. Liam's parents came running over, overjoyed to take care of their precious granddaughter. The awkward part was Liam had to go back to class. He was about to fail if he didn't. Liam cried and hugged, and I finally managed to coax him back. The nurse walked into the room, holding a thick red envelope. "Ms. Miller, this is from a gentleman." My brows furrowed slightly. I couldn't recall who it might be. Through the envelope, I felt a hard object. I opened it and found a golden lock, and inside, a letter. The golden lock had a few words engraved on it. "Peace throughout the years." My expression froze as I realized it was from Ethan. I put the golden lock aside, my heart unmoved. I didn't read the letter. The baby cried again. Liam's mother carried her over, looking troubled. "Is the baby missing her mom?" Sure enough, she stopped crying when she was in my arms. Liam's mother smiled. "This child is like Liam. He used to be the same. He wouldn't stop crying until he was in my arms." I poked little Peace's face. It was soft and squishy. She smiled at me. I was bored lying in the hospital room and finally found some time to go for a stroll outside. The weather was pleasant, perfect for sunbathing. The feeling of being watched returned. I turned around and saw Ethan, whom I hadn't seen in months. He looked much more haggard than before, as if he had lost weight. After more than half a year, I no longer felt the same emotions as before and spoke to him quite naturally. "I should return the golden lock to you." Ethan's eyes were red, and his voice was hoarse. "Brooke, the baby has been born. Can we go back to how things were?" I was stunned by his words. "Ethan, are you joking?" Ethan looked dejected. "Brooke, I regret it. I really can't live without you. I'm uncomfortable no matter what." I chuckled. "You can find other women, can't you? Didn't you like that before?" "No, not before." Ethan's voice suddenly rose. His breathing was ragged, and he slowly approached me. "Brooke, I can overlook the child. Will you marry me again?" I quickly retreated, looking defensive. "If you come any closer, I'll call for help." Seeing my reaction, Ethan's expression was hurt. My tone softened slightly. I don't love you anymore. The past is long gone. I no longer care. Ethan realized that I had already moved on, but he was still living in the past. I nodded at him and turned to leave. Ethan's back stiffened, his expression shattered. He truly couldn't live without Brooke anymore. He used to think he no longer loved Brooke, which was why he sought excitement outside. It wasn't until he lost her that he realized Brooke was his home. Without her, everything he did felt pointless and boring. Brooke had long since silently permeated his very being, inseparable and unyielding. Now, seeing Brooke and Liam happy together, he was consumed by jealousy. The person standing beside Brooke should have been him. The one with a daughter should have been him. But what good was regret? They couldn't go back. That night, Liam flew to Sonia. He accidentally saw the letter on the bedside table. The letter had a few words. My dearest Brooke, I will always be here for you. If you ever look back. Liam, with a cold expression, threw the letter into the trash. He casually asked me, Brooke, who gave you the golden lock? Your ex-husband, I said, turning slightly and teasing. Are you jealous? Liam shook his head. I'm just angry. Angry that he only now realized how good you are. I suddenly chuckled. Just let him be like a fart and don't pay any attention to it. Liam leaned in close, kissed my lips, and said, Brooke, I'm so happy. I still returned the golden lock to Ethan. Liam bought a new one for peace. I sighed helplessly. He really was petty.